Hello everybody, this is Becky here at Aunt Beck's Creations, and we're going to do part 2 of the Yarnspirations pattern Crochet Pear Bottom Cat. So we left off after row 12, so that's where I've got my markers 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we're going to pick this up and we're going to do round 13, which is a decrease row. And I'm going to take the stitch holders for these previous rows out. I just need to know where the first stitch is again. And one more. So for this next round, it says, "Hi Joyce, 1 single crochet in each of the first 5 single crochets. Then you're going to draw up a loop into the next 2 stitches, and then you'll pull through all 3 loops, and that's how you do a decrease." I'm surprised that they put that instruction at this point, because we've already worked how many rows? 12. So we're going to do single crochets in the next 5, and then we're going to work 2 together. So let's go ahead and do this single crochet. And I like to go into the next one and then step back and put my stitch holder in right there. So that's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Hi, Gail. Then we'll work 2 together. So we'll draw a loop up from that stitch, go into the next stitch, draw up a loop, and then you just pull through all 3, and then we do single crochets in the next 5. So, boy, this yarn, I can't bellyache about it enough. No, 1, 2, 3, and if you have Kathy Whitney as a friend on Facebook, she used I think an 8 and an 8, and I'm using, this is a 10.5, which is a K, and the pattern actually calls for you to use a size L hook, which I don't have my little chart, so I don't know what the number. It's probably 11. And the millimeters on the K hook is 6.5 millimeter. So yeah. So let's see. 2 together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I get to talking and forget where I am. Yes, an L. I looked and I don't have an L, so I guess I need to put that on my Christmas list for Santa to put in my stocking. And I did take the time to ball this yarn up. Boy, that was a chore, because with 2 ends rolling off at the same time, it made quite the mess. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then 2 together. So 1 and 2, and then 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then 2 together. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the next 2 are worked together. Janet Nash was commenting on how cuddly this is going to be. And I told her, I said, well, if I'd used the L hook, it would be even bigger. And that's why I think it's kind of cute that Kathy used a smaller hook and she's ending up with her little, she's gone ahead and worked the body, and her little guy is not even the width of a sheet of the paper. Five, and then the last two are worked together. Two, okay? And remember, we aren't joining, we're going in a spiral on this cat. So let me get a pen and put a little dot by 13. Now 14, it's wanting us to do, we're doing the reverse of what we did to fill out our circle. Now we're bringing it in. So on this row, you're going to single crochet in 4 single crochets, and then you'll work 2 together, and then 4 single crochets, work 2 together around. At the end of row 13, it said we should have 36 stitches here. At the end of the 14th row, we should be down to just 30 stitches. So let me remove my marker. That's why the marker is important, because you got to know where that first stitch is. There's 1, and I work into the second one, so the top of the first one is completely clear. 1 and 2, and then I'll put my marker back in the first one. And then 3, 4, and then 2 together. And then you work 2 together.
Sorry about that.
Greg's getting ready for work, so if you guys hear weird noises in the background, it's just him moving about.
Talking about asking Santa for things, I technically am Santa this year. Ho, ho, ho.
Oh, I see that.
At least I
1,
feel like it.
2, 3. I'll go on Amazon and add that to my wish list. 4. My Christmas wish list. That way my 2 fellas can find it easy. So 4, 2 together, 4, 2 together around. 1. Hi, Pam. 2, 3, 4. Work 2 together. Pam did a mushroom, you guys. It turned out so cute. This morning while I was watching Mary, I went ahead and put the little loops on ponies so I can hang them on the Christmas tree tomorrow. I'm going to set the tree up, and I'll put my Santas on the fireplace mantle in here. See, that's something we could do sometime, is have an evening chit chat with me and Scott, and we could put a fire in the fireplace in here. 1, 1, 2. This will start going faster because we'll have fewer stitches. 3, 4. Then these 2 are worked together. And then 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you work the last 2 together. And then we'll see what they say to do for 15. All right. So I'll put a dot by that one. All right. So now for 15 through 17, we're just going to single crochet around. So I'll probably just, when I come around, I'll just put a marker in the first stitch each time so that I know that I've completed those rows. I'll show you what I mean. So I'll move this one up for round 15. You heading out?
Yeah. See you after work.
All right. Have a good day, hon. Love you.
And the chicken in the fridge, I was going to prep it, but I just didn't have the time this morning.
That's okay.
I'll do it tonight after work.
Okay.
Love you.
Love ya. You got your keys and everything?
Yeah.
All right. And this one we're just crocheting around. Hi, Kathy Whitney. Kathy's probably just getting up out there in Oregon. I was telling them that you used a smaller hook and have a smaller kitty cat. And I think that's cute to have it smaller. And I would like to do the other cat that's on there on the Yarnspirations because it looks more like the little amigurumi fat cats. I have a book of small cats. I could work on cats out of that too. And then I could put all the cats in a basket under the coffee table, and my cats would probably pull them out to play with. I am using a size K, which is a 10.5, a 6.5 millimeter. The instructions say to use an L, which would be the next size bigger than this. But I looked and looked and I could not find an L in the house at all. I have size N and I have size P, I think ST, UV. Yeah, I have the really huge hooks, but I think you need that really huge blanket yarn that's like that big around. I don't know what weight that stuff is even called. Do you guys know what that huge yarn is called? I know you can do yarn, arm crochet with that really, really thick stuff. You can just use your whole arm to crochet. I've seen a lady do it on YouTube. If you look up arm crochet, she'll show up. Whoops, pull my hook out. All right, so that was round 15. And I'm just going to leave that. Oh, good. He remembered to check under the hood. The stray kittens keep getting in the car's engines. So it's that time of year. So before you pull out, if you've got any stray cats around, make sure you're not driving off with the kittens. That'll be the second stitch on the next round. So I'm going to stick this marker in my first stitch, and this will be round 16. And the reason I'm leaving the markers in is because I can say, okay, I did 15 and 16, and then the last one will be 17. And when I come back around to it, I'll remember that I've done that. I like doing that because when you have instructions that group like 3 stitches together, super bulky. Do you know what the number is, Gail? Like this is a 6, I think. I was just wondering if they gave it a number value as well. I have a little guide that I printed off of all the different weights. I'm going to laminate it so I'll have it by my yarn desk, my yarn table that Scott and I found for like $16. It's got storage inside it. I could stick that in there so I could have it for easy access. And I was telling Kathy that when I did this room switch, I found all kinds of patterns I've printed off that, yes, I want to make that a 7. Okay. Oh, cool. Kathy's ahead of me. She worked on ahead. And I think you've printed off the other cat too, haven't you? The little round pudgy cat. I made myself some green tea here, so I might have to take a sip of it. I've been fighting a headache the last couple days, which is not good since I've been in several different doctor's offices. I guess Scott and I will need to go over and check on his mother, after he gets home. She called us after 9 last night, and my brother-in-law was already there, but she wanted us to know that a pipe burst up under her kitchen sink, and she had a mess. But David told Scott that he could deal with it for us to go on to bed because we have to be up at 5 a.m., but need to check on Mother and make sure she's okay, and we'll do that tonight. That way, if Scott needs to do anything else, I think she was going to try to get a plumber out today, but, it's not always easy to get one to come, right out. All right, so now this is the last round I need. I'm hoping I have enough yarn here You're sipping on some green tea and raspberry. Ooh, that sounds yummy. Tippy's gonna dig the digger. I got them a new digger because the one I got from Aldi's didn't come with the cardboard tray on the bottom of it. So they've dug a hole straight through that the old one that I got at Aldi's. So when I was at Walmart the other day, I got them one with where it fits down in a cardboard box like thing, so that when they dig the cardboard loose, it's not going everywhere. Today's laundry day, so I don't have to do it tomorrow, because tomorrow we're going to set the Christmas tree and get my Santas out. I'm going to put them on the fireplace mantle too, and I've got a wreath for above the fireplace, and I've got a wreath to hang on the front door, and I've got my little wreath that I'm not sure where I'm going to hang it this year. I usually put it on the door to the hutch in the dining room. And I was thinking about doing like a get together for my sisters and their husbands, and just have everybody come over and maybe do like a finger foods night where we all make 2 or 3 different hors d'oeuvres and just do like finger food table. I need to get with Robin and Rhonda and see if that's something that they would be available to do. If the husbands don't want to participate, which Scott, he just jumps right in, but and Rhonda's husband probably would, but I don't know if Robin's husband would be up for it or not. When I invite them, he doesn't usually come with her. I don't know if I've insulted the man or what, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think he likes me very much. Oh well. It is what it is. All right. So that's my last one. So that's 15, 16, 17. Oh, he's coming in pretty quick, isn't he? Let's see. So that's those 3. I'll put a little dot next to that. 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches, and then 2 together. And then that's going to bring us down to just 24 stitches. I got to lose the orange sweater. Whew. Warming up in here. All right. So there's 1, and then there's 2. So I'll move the green one up, and I'll take the other 2 out so as not to confuse myself. Oh, and you know what? I did not do the, I didn't pull any black out for the face. So what did I say? You do 3 singles on their own, and then we're going to work 2 together. So it's 1, 2, 3. Hi, Shannon. Shannon will be doing crochet later. She might be crocheting right now. And then we're going to work 2 together. So draw up a loop, pull through. And then 1, 2, 3, and then 2 together. 1 and 2, and then 3 to get 3 singles. 1, 2, 3. I'm really hoping I have enough yarn. My cat might have to look really strange with his paws and stuff. So now 3. 1, 2, and 3. You know what this is making me think of? Those monsters on Sesame Street that always went yup, 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 yup. You know, that's what this shape is reminding me of. Oh, so that was, oh, that's okay. I couldn't tell. 1, 2, 3. That's why I can't count and read chat. You get lost somewhere between the screen and your hands. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2 together. Draw through all 3 on the hook, and then 3, and then 2 together. 1, 2, and don't forget to turn your kitty cat right side out when you get to the top of the body. 2 together. So that was round 18. So I'll put a mark next to it, and the next round you're just going to single crochet around, and we should have 24 stitches on here. So I'll take this out, and that's 1 and 2. Put the marker back in the first one, single crochet around. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, whoops, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. So my count is correct, and that's round 19. So we'll mark that off. Row 20, it says 1 single crochet in the next 2 single crochets, then 2 stitches together. So it's 2 singles, 1, 2, and then work 2 together around, and it should bring you down to 18 stitches. So there's the first stitch, there's the second stitch, and I'm going to go ahead and put my marker back in. And then you'll work 2 together, and then you'll work 2 by themselves again. So 1, 2 together, and then 1, 2, 2 together, 1, 2, 2 together around. Two, 1, 2 together. There's 1 and 2 and 2 together, and then 1 and 2, and the last 2 are worked together. All right. Ooh. And then the last 2 rows, Tippy, I need to see. I think it's the last 2. Please move on. Go do something. Go sleep somewhere else, buddy. Okay, we're going to all right. Then it says 1 single crochet in each stitch around to fasten off, leaving a long tail for seaming. Turn your work inside out so wrong side of work becomes right side of work. And then we got to stitch on his face. So we need 2 rows just flat out stitched around. It's a cat, it's not a handbag. 1, 2. This is Tippy. Kathy, how long of a tail did you leave to sew sew him together? And I don't know if the yarn needle I have here is going to work for this big fat yarn. Oh, I see. Sister got the bed that you like. I'm sorry, buddy. There's a blanket right here I put up here for you guys. Oh, this yarn, something else. Oh, there goes my messenger. But I won't. I might have to just leave the carcass here and go see about grabbing some black to do the kitty's eyes and what is it, eyes and nose. Do they give him a mouth? He doesn't have a mouth. He has whiskers, a nose, and eyeballs. All right, I've made it around. I got to go around one more time. But man, he very much does look like a pear. It's called a pear-bottomed cat. So there's 1 and 2, and I'll go ahead and mark the first one so I know where to stop, or I'll just keep going. Keep going and going. All right, we'll go on around. There's all kinds of beds all over the place, Pam. He wants to be where I'm talking because he thinks I'm talking to him, to be honest. I might have just enough for this cat. I might have to run to the back and grab some black yarn so we can stitch his face on. Of course, my cat has a little pink nose, don't you, Tippy? You're kind of pear-bottom shaped. Yeah. Piper's really pear-bottom shaped. Piper is as thick as she is long, isn't she? Yeah. This yarn will give you a workout, these chunky yarns. I'll have to probably take some Tylenol after this. All right, so that's the last stitch. And then they said to leave a tail enough to sew his top. That should be more than plenty. We'll take it right to there. And I'm just going to draw that through. All right. And then when you put him together, his little ears will show up. Well, oh, we got to turn him right side out. Is this birthing a kitty? Because that's what they call this for bags. Birthing a bag. Oh, that looks cool when you turn him right side out. All right. All right. No, don't tear up my instructions. He is an evil little beastie, I'm telling you. All right, let me run to the back real quick. Let me hide these because he'll take these too. As soon as I turn my back. Turn my back for a minute and he's got them. Let me go grab some black. I'll be right back. Oh. I'm not running. I'm going to walk back here. I figured I would bring this book out and see, I have all these tiny balls of just neutrals. See all the little balls? I got these at the thrift store. Scott says, what are you going to do with all those little balls? I said, I'm going to make little fat dumpling cats. See, I have this. Aren't they cute? This is Dumpling Cats, Crochet and Collect Them All by Sarah Sloyer. Sarahsloyer. And these make these tiny little cats, and you use those tiny little safety eyes, which I have those. I could put safety eyes on here and only have to stitch. I would only have to stitch the nose and the whiskers. Am I going to cheat? Perhaps. Maybe. Here's some black. That's probably plenty. And I'm going to grab some safety eyes. I'm cheating. I'm cheating. Watch me cheat. And right now I know where most everything is. Just got to find the right drawer for them. Okay. I have cat eyes, you guys. I have a set of cat eyes. I'm going to use the cat eyes. They might be too big. He might end up looking creepy. But you can get these cat eyes at like Joann's or something. They're actually called cat eyes. You can get noses and everything. But yeah, I'm going to cheat because I can never do eyes very well. Now, where are we supposed to put the eyes? With your black worsted weight yarn, embroider eyes at the 20th round using satin stitch. Locate position for nose 1 round below and embroider using a satin stitch. Embroider whiskers using straight stitch as shown in the photo. Well, let's turn it over here. And the eyes go at the 20th round, which, you know what? If I'd made any sense, I would have remembered to mark that. So it's the 3rd row down from the top. And I'm going to treat, which side should be the face? This side or this side? This side, I think. So if I come down and I think this is the center of his face, 1, 2, 3 rounds. His eyes are supposed to go way up there. So let's just poke them in there and see how far off I am. Is that about right, you guys think? You're going to have to stitch yours. Well, I'm cheating because I knew I had these eyeballs, but they said the 20th round, so that'll be the 3rd row down, which is about in there. And then you take these jibber jobbers. See if I can remember how to do them. Which way do they go? There's probably no instructions. My problem is, do they go like that or like that? Do they go with an indent here toward the back of the eye, or do the little prongs like this go? I bet it's this way. That's the way I'm going to put mine on, and you just squeeze that on as tight as you can get it so that the stupid eyes don't pull off. It's got little ridges on there. And now I got to put a nose and little whiskers on him. Yeah, once that's on there, they won't come off. All right, let's see what luck I have with whiskers and stuff. Hi, Janet. Becky, I don't know, Becky. Need to see where the top of his head is going. Right here. That's the top of his head. He's just a big fat bean like this. He's supposed to look like a pear, which he does. And then it looks like I come down another about row below that, and that's where you put his nose, like right about in here. I wonder why they didn't do the little, the little like letter J's under the bottom for a little mouth. He doesn't have a mouth. Would you put a mouth? I'm thinking about a mouth. Yep, way close to the top. Because that's the last round was 22, 21, 20. So hopefully that's about right. And then I'll put his nose like right there. We'll see. Sometimes these patterns have you add the noses and stuff after they're stuffed, and I think that's hard to do. Hi, Sherry. You'd put a mouth too? So, right about in here is where I need to do this. I'm going in the back here to, and I'm just going to tie a knot around the stitch. You won't be able to see it or feel it or anything because it's inside. I'm just going to tie a little knot around here. I guess I could have left a longer tail. I didn't want to waste the yarn on just a knot. And then it said a satin stitch. I think I want to come down here. Uh-oh. Boy, this blanket stuff, I'm telling you. It's something else. I think I'm just going to go around the big stitch like this. Try not to pull it too tight or you'll have a pinched in area and we don't want that. This really is just a surface decoration. Maybe come down a little bit more. I think I'll just go around the top of this stitch a little bit. All right, and then I'm going to come down here, come out the bottom of this stitch. Uh-oh. Like so. I'm about to come unthreaded. Isn't it starting to look cute? All right, I'm going to go back in at the end of his nose here. Maybe if I can get the thing in here. Oh, I see the chat moving. Hi, Marty. I'm trying to put a mouth on this cat. The instructions didn't say to put a mouth on it, but I'm trying. I want him to look happy. I don't want him to just be two eyeballs. I'm going to hold that. And I'm going to come in here on the inside and just kind of catch it a little bit. Try not to pull it too tight on the outside. And now he just needs some whiskers, and it looks like they just went in and out. So let's see. And they looks like they started right at the edge of the eye, but I've added this mouth here. Maybe I'll come up here. And it looks like they covered about two stitches. Yeah, it looks like about 2 stitches. So if I come over here, I can always pull these back out if I need to. There's one. Make this one a little bit longer. Because you know, cats' whiskers are all kinds of lengths. Oh, isn't he cute? And I'll go back in here underneath and come out on this side. Oh my goodness. Uh-oh, I've pulled it too tight. Let me see if I can get a hold of that. Pull it back. Don't ask me why I decided to do these cats, because, you know, they're just so cute. Oh my gosh. I'm in love with him. I think he's adorbs. Adorbs, even. Don't pull your stitches too tight or he'll look like maybe he's hissing. All right, my kitty doesn't look like their kitty, but I love him just the same. I'm going to tie this off on the inside. Go up under a stitch. Wrap this around a couple times. And remember not to pull. I don't want to pull his whisker tight. I just want to pull that stitch kind of tight. And then I'll just bury this a little bit into the backs of stitches. And then I'll trim it off. All right, so there's my little guy. Oh my God, he's so cute. Okay, now let's turn it back over. All right, we got to make 2 paws. All right, so we'll make the paws. Let's see if I can leave him where he's looking at you guys. He's looking at you. So chain 5, it said. This right here is the part to sew him up with. Didn't he turn out cute? Oh my goodness. Chain 5. Okay, so I'll make a loop. And chain 5. What I love about Yarnspirations is they have so many free patterns. 1, maybe. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Right side. 1 single crochet in the second chain from hook, 1 single crochet in each chain to end. Okay. So we should have 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now they're noting that this is the right side. I'm going to put a marker in this side of it just to remind myself, because brain is like a sieve. And I'm just going to put a marker in the front side of it. That way I know that that's right side. Okay. So we should have 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it says turn. Chain 1. And then 1 single crochet in the first single crochet, and then 2 together. So we're going to decrease immediately. So we got 1, and then the next 2 will work together. So you insert, draw up a loop, insert into the next one, draw up a loop, and draw through all 3. And then we're going to single crochet in that last one. I'll have to sew that tail in. I needed to leave that long to sew it in. Let me start again. Sorry guys. I forgot to leave a long tail. You got to have a tail to sew your paw onto your kitty cat. So I'll leave a longer tail. I made a boo-boo. See? Happens to the best of us out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Single crochet in 1, 2, and 3, and 4. I'm going to put this marker in because this is supposed to be the right side. Turn and chain 1, and then we're going to single crochet, work 2 together. 1 and 2, pull that through, and then the last one. So now we have 3 single crochets. Turn, chain 1, and then you just do a single crochet in this first one, and then the last 2 are worked together. So there's 1 and 2, and then draw up and fasten off and weave in the ends. Fasten off and weave in the ends. That's your first paw. I'll weave in the ends after I make the next paw. So that's a paw. Hey, paw. Maybe I should weave these ends in. I'm just going to weave them toward the back of the paw because I'm assuming where we're going to be sewing it on is down here. So I'm just going to weave that end in to the back of the paw. I don't know why I'm shaking so bad because I ate lunch. That's weird. Maybe I need a nap. I'm going to weave this in here. I'm leaving the little clippy thing in there until we get him sewed on. All right, I might leave a little bit of this still that I can catch when I stitch it on. So that's the right side, and I would assume this is where we're gonna stitch this onto the front. So now let's make another one of those because that took all of 2 seconds, and I'm probably leaving way too long of a tail to sew the paws on, but you never know. So it starts with 4 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, 5. And then we're going to single crochet and the second one from the hook and each one across. So you end up with 4 stitches. 2, 3, and 4. And I'm going to mark this side again so that I know it's the right side. This is the right side of it. You're going to turn, chain 1, and we work a single crochet in the first one. And then you work the next 2 together. Whoops, that won't work, Becky. Here we go. Draw that through. And then single crochet in the last one. And then turn and chain 1. And you're going to single crochet in the first one and work the last 2 together. 1 and 2, and draw that through, and tie it off. And weave in that end. So I'll just bring it down the side here toward the back. And I'm going to leave just a little bit. I can always trim it shorter. So that's the 2 paws. And this is where we'll sew them on. So those are the right sides up. Right. Now let's go ahead and do the tail. Oh, well, it says go ahead and put them on. So using your yarn needle with wrong side down, sew first row of each paw into the 14th round of the body on the same side as eyes. Well, of course, you don't want to put his paws on his back. Oh, my word. Really, people? Oh, dear. There it is. Like I said, I don't know if this needle will work for this fat yarn or not. Let's see if I can get it on here. If not, I have another one. I'm beginning to think maybe I should look at my phone since my mother-in-law's had problems. I got it on there. So now we got to count backwards. What do we end up with? 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. So his arms go down here. And it looks like you put them, let's see here. All right. So it said right side. What did it say? Wrong side down. So this is the wrong side. This is the right side. And we're going to stick this on here. And it looks, if you look at the picture, his paws are like right below the edge of the eye. So that's where I'm going to put him. I'm going to stitch him right in here. Wrong side down. And oh, I pulled it right out. Doggone it. Oh, now I got to figure out where that stupid 14th row is. 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. Crying out loud. I just want to mark this round right here is the row I need to put the legs on. There we go. Now, can I do this without messing him up? All right. Just sew it on, Becky. It's easy. See if I can get to the back of that and then back out and then through this round. I'll get his legs sewn on one way or another. feel like I'm wrestling with this cat. I can't wait to stuff him. We still got to make his tail. Sew his other arm on, so. Chill out, Becky. I'm trying to rush the kitty cat's production. I'm just kind of catching that first row on the paw and leaving this loose because that's what it is in the picture. There we go. I don't think that's going to come off. I'm going to take this to the back and see if I can tie it off in here. Okay, let's see. I just did a little loop on it. Now I'll weave the tail through the back of the stitches a little bit. We'll cut that off. So there's one little paw on. Now I got to come across here and try to get this other paw on at the same height. Isn't he looking cute? We keep our house about 64, 65 because we can't afford to go any higher. But Scott's mom keeps hers at like 78 or something crazy like that. Let's put this other one right along in here. This corner needs to be near the corner of his eye. So we're going to go in right about here and through here. Here I just, we just add another sweater or a blanket. So we heat with gas and it's expensive. Natural gas. Oh. I'm going to go ahead and take this out because it's kind of in my way now. All right. Well, if the tail works up as fast as the little hands or paws, you only make 2 paws. He's just a little fatty catty. A little fatty cat. He's like my little grandkitty. Just as wide as she is long. Greg claims it's my fault because I feed her. I'm like, well, I actually feed her, and then you give her stuff she don't really need to have. Well, I don't know if those are even or not, but we're going to say close enough. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to get him finished so I can put some stuffing in him. And I'm just going to wrap my tail around there one time. Pull that down there. And then I'll sew the tail in a little bit. Doesn't really matter because this is all on the inside. There we go. This yarn is something else to work with, I'm telling you. All right, let's make his tail. Oh, he's waving hi. Hi. I can take this out now. Aw. We're getting there. All right, the tail. Let's make him a little stubby tail here. Chain 4, leaving long tail for sewing. First row, right side. All right, we got 10 rows to do for the tail. Got my fingers crossed. My cat might end up with a shorter tail if I run out of yarn. I think he looks much better with a mouth. All right. So leave a long tail and chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There's chain 4. And this is the right side of the work. Right side of the work. I'm going to just put a little jibber jabber on there like so. Then 1 single crochet in the second chain from the hook and 1 in the rest of them. So we're going to end up with 3 single crochets. Here's 1. 2 and 3. So that's first row. And 2 through 8, we're just going to do single crochets, 3 stitches back and forth. So let me get my little pad of paper and I'll just hit them. I don't have a row counter. I just write down what numbers I've completed. So you're going to turn chain 1 and 1 single crochet across. So 1, 2, 3. So that was round 2. Chain 1 and then do 3 across. 1, 2, 3. So that was 3. Turn, chain 1, 3 across. 2. Oh, Kitty, your sewing is getting in the way. Hang in. 1, 2, 3. That was row 4. And chain 1, 1, 2, 3. That was row 5. Chain 1. 2, 3. That was row 6. And chain 1, 1, 2, and there's 3. So that was 7. And then turn and chain 1 and go across, and then we'll go to the next row. 2, 3. Oh, 9th row is chain 1, 1 single crochet in the first single crochet, and then the 2 together. So the last 2 are worked together. So there's 1, 2 together. I don't know how I ended up with these big loops. I guess it's where I turned. All right, turn, chain 1, and then the last 2 stitches are worked together in this row. 1, 2, and then it says fasten off and weave in the last end. Sew first row of tail into the 7th round of the body. Opposite side of the face and paws. Who'd have thunk that? So don't sew it down at the bottom or it might be construed as something else. Let's see. I need the needle this time because I'm going to just run it all the way to the back like I did on the other one. Then it's so that the tail never unravels. And I had some left. Then we're going to stuff him. We'll just go down this side here. Did everybody see Mary's paper tree coming together? She's really getting going on that thing. She's in Christmas spirit. She's getting in there. All right, so yeah, this is the right side. And then it says to stick his tail. And I would imagine it needs to be kind of centered back here. And you just sew his tail on. I don't know which is the right side now. Well, this is where we began. So this is the right side. So it goes this way. There we go. I'll get him figured out. So his tail goes that way up. This ought to prove interesting. It says to sew it on at the 7th round of the body. The 7th round of the body. So here's the back part. Let's see if we can see it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Really? They want you to put it down here? That's about the 7th round of the body. I can always pull it back off if it looks too weird. That's where they're saying to put him. Maybe he'll change shape a little bit. That ain't in the center. Let me pull this back out. Come over one more. That seems awful low, but I'm going for it. Stop tearing my papers. Sorry, didn't mean to yell. Tippy. tearing my stuff up, buddy. Don't do that. It looks weird, but I'm doing what the instructions said. I've already broke the rules and gave him a mouth. Everybody thinks you're such a sweet kitty, Tippy. You ought to tell them how bad you are. Howard was sleeping in the dog crate, and Tippy went in and beat him up for no reason. I think we're going to have a cat here in just a few minutes. We got to stuff him up with some stuffing. I could see a kid dragging this cat around by its tail, though. I really could. Annie Wood Handmade for slow stitching? Is that for slow stitching? I belong to Suzanne. Is it Suzanne Taylor Brown? I belong to her Facebook group, and there's a lady in there that does, well, several ladies, and they do meditation squares where they just do some stitching on it to help, cope with stress. Oh, both. And you said Annie Wood. I'll have to look it up. Annie Wood Handmade. I will have to look her up. Not that I need any more to do, really. But I'm happily taken to new places to find patterns. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at that tail. Let's take this to the inside. See if I can get his butt up here where I can deal with this tail here now. I'm just going to go under a stitch and wrap this around the needle so it makes like a slip knot. And then I'll sew the tail of the yarn up under some stitches here. If I can get just the back stitches, that would be great. And then I'll just clip that off and let's stuff him. And we'll stuff him and then we'll sew his top together. There we go. I've got my stuffing right here. Oh, one of the Barbies just jumped off the shelf. I need to find a different place for them, I think. Put the butt up there. Get your butt up there. I'm just kind of pulling this polyfill a little bit to get it to loosen up. Didn't he turn out cute? I think he turned out really cute. Oh, he's getting fatter. This is so funny. You think it's a stiffer yarn? It definitely gives you a workout when you use it. Have you got yours stuffed yet, Kathy? Or Kathy's went on a mushroom roll. She's got mushrooms in almost every color of the rainbow, don't you? Now he looks like what's that wrestler or boxers with a white shock of hair. So funny looking. You got to sew on all your pieces parts. I'm trying to put too much stuffing in at once. It'll be all right. Yeah, Shannon uses that t-shirt yarn to make baskets. I bet that would make a neat cat, but it sure would be big. This guy's big enough. What'd they say he's supposed to be? Stop flipping people off. That's rude. 9 inches tall. Mine's about that. I don't know you. Don't you want to give? We'd like to talk to you about Medicaid. I'm not old enough for it yet, please. Give me a few more years. I'll be there. It's inevitable. I think I'm going to stop and sew him because I think if I put any more in, I know the stuff compresses over time, but you can always open him back up and put more stuffing in later. What do you think? You think that's enough, or should I put a little bit more? Let's look at him. Once I sew his top up here, because see, when you sew the top up, it's going to give him 2 little ears here at the top, just little ears. He doesn't have very big ears. I think that's plenty. Boing, boing, boing. Yeah, let's sew him up here. He's got enough. Bye, Safia. Now watch, because this is the last thing I'll have trouble getting this weird yarn. All right, I'm just going to stitch him, bring the sides together and just stitch from one side to the other. So go like through that stitch and this stitch, and I'm just going to go back and forth through the whole thing. Polyfill is getting everywhere, and then go from this side back to that side. I'm still getting used to my glasses too, so then we'll go from this side back to that side. Now we're on that side, so we'll go here to back over here. And you guys can't even see what I'm doing. Sorry. I'll pull this up. I'll go from this side back to that side. And then I'll catch a stitch here and go back to this side. Now I'll catch the one at the bottom, go back in through there. We'll have to do a tag and put hashtag Yarnspirations so that they can see people are using their patterns. You could do that for them because their patterns are pretty cool. There's some crocheted socks on there. I'm not sure if I've got some yarn that's like sock weight though. I need to look in my stash. I might. I think at one time I got rid of all the sock yarn. I was like, I'll never knit. And then I started finding patterns for crocheted socks. And they don't look like they'd be ridgy, like crochet usually is, like this. It's got ridges on it. The sock pattern I saw looked like it would be flat. Now I'm wondering, I might go looking for some Tunisian crochet socks. Has anybody ever seen those? What's Angie say? Aunt Beck, I can. You have messed up. You're sewing up my bag. Ah! Sorry, Angie. It's a cat. Not a bag this time. Oh, I unstitched him. Put a stitch in, take a stitch out. Run around, scream and shout. All right. So let's go in and through the loop and tie it down and then weave the end in at the, oh, he does have ears. Wait till you sew yours up. He'll have nice ears. So I'm going to go and pull my tail inside, and then I like to turn around and go back out so that it's in there in two directions so it doesn't come unwoven, and then we can snip it. And the cat is done. Meow. Tippy's looking at me like, Mama, I love you. Why you being so mean? Boop, 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 boop. Didn't he turn out cute? And, you know, if we added it up, it's less than a 3.5 hour project. If you worked at it steady, you could do it quickly and have a little gift to give. I think his tail's about in the wrong place. Look at that. Now that I'm looking at him, his tail is not centered. I think I should have put him back over here where I had it to begin with. Oh, well, he's got a crooked tail. He bounces where he goes because he doesn't have any back legs anyway. Maybe he's got it twisted under him or something. I don't know. But there's the cat. Yeah, see, this goes like this. Put your paw down. There you go. So there's the kitty cat. And that was a lot of fun. My cat looks a little, I don't know. Once he gets mauled a little bit, the cats will kill him in a little bit anyway. There, we'll curl his tail like that. Then it won't be so obvious that it's crooked. He's got a crooked tail. It don't matter. All right, so that was our 2 crochet projects I had said I would do with you guys. And now I'm going to work on some standalone videos for next week of the 2 or 3 sewing projects I had in that folder. Let me get a vote of what you guys might like to do first, because I'm going to have to shop my stash for the materials. That wasn't one of them, but that would be fun. Let me see. Okay, I had the cute keeper, which has got a place you could put like a drawing pad in and some colored pencils, or you could put an address book with some already made birthday cards and maybe a pen. It could be that. We could do the pot holder, or we could do the tote with many pockets that So Can She. This is a free pattern on her blog. And I came across a couple other things, but I'm not going to share those because these are the 3 that we had talked about before. So, yeah. Hi, Janice, by the way. I'm leaning toward wanting to do the tote with many pockets simply because I was thinking this would make a nice Christmas gift for my sister-in-law, who is now a knitter, because there's a place for, a pocket for all kinds of stuff. And she could put her knitting needles in the pattern and then put the yarn inside or whatever. This looked like a good gift idea out of the most out of the three. So I think I'm going to do this one. All right. So next week I'll have a standalone video that I can work on, and probably will release it on Friday, because I'll have to, do all the work and film it and then put it all together, and that takes time. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching and playing along. If you made a cat, please share it in my group, Janet Creates, or Ann Lars Art Hangout, or, Instagram if you're on Instagram. So that's our cat, and that's it. All right, guys, have a great day. Bye.